Hey there, thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Spiritual Scientist. I'm Victor. Thanks for checking me out. So I'm going to say it, Zelenskiy Zelensky Zelensky. Is it like Beetlejuice? When you say his name 3 times, does he appear or maybe he'll disappear? I don't know. But his name changed again and it's flip-flopping. So it's going back and forth. It's trapped in this quantum entanglement area where now he's all over the place. So maybe I'll put the listing of his names in the description and you could check it out yourself. You could do internet research and say, hey, is it spelled this way? Is it spelled with 2 Y's? Is it 1 Y? Or is there another I in it? What's going on? So a lot of things going on with Zelensky. Abramovich, this witch, this lady who's 80 but looks like she's 40, that's purportedly using all this, these adrenal glands harvested from people. Those are the rumors, okay? I don't know if anything like that's correct, but she does look awful young, doesn't she? She's now in charge of something with the Ukrainian government, which is just kind of crazy. Just thought I'd mention that, and that's going on. Interesting to circle back to some of the comments on my video. Somebody said that I was a quote-unquote liar because I talked about Russell Brand. It's not Brand, it's Brand. His videos, and said, I wasn't talking really about his politics. I'm talking about the Mandela effect and how it could be related to other Mandela effects and what's it ultimately mean. So that's what I was talking about. But they're saying that, he did this and he did that. I said, I find it very interesting that everything's fine, and then all of a sudden something happens and they get deplatformed, and then all these other things happen. So I'm just trying to find causal links, causality in the different ways to link it together to find out if there's a lesson there that we should know. So that's what I wanted to talk about. So that's not really what this video is about. What I talked about 9/23, and that the child was coming out of the womb. That was a big deal with Revelation 12. And so you might be saying, well, nobody got raptured. But let's talk about that a little bit, drill down on it. And I wasn't a big fan of the whole rapture thing to begin with, and I'll tell you why, and I'll describe it right now. But I was open to the possibility. I'm open to a lot of different possibilities. I'm open-minded. That's what this channel's about. I view different aspects of reality and break it down and see if that possibility is something that's really going on. So one of the things that I thought I'd talk about is what the biblical prophecy really says. So it says that, we're going to basically, in a nutshell, we're meeting Jesus. We're up in the clouds with Jesus. So where are the clouds? The clouds are, some channels say they're witnesses. There's a lot of things about it. But could be that we're that Christ consciousness. And just in one aspect, wouldn't it be great if everybody had that kind of a Christ consciousness? I mean, you could leave your doors unlocked at night, your car's unlocked, you leave money out everywhere. No one's going to take it, right? Because everybody has that Christ consciousness. You don't have to worry about anything. Unfortunately, that's not really happening. You could think that the universe is built to create more Jesuses. Maybe that's why the universe is there, to create more Christ consciousness in the universe. Why else is there in the universe, right? We could ask that question. But I digress. So within that, what would that be? What does that mean? What happened on 923? Well, if you look at, there's a YouTube channel out there, Mr. MBB333. You can check out his video. And he talks about what happened on 923. The whole world saw it. So what did they see? They saw corpuscular clouds. These clouds which came from one point and branch out, and then they go from the horizon, they go to the other side, and they branch together. Now, I talked about that as a Mandela effect many, many years ago. That was a Mandela effect. So I was swimming in a lake, and I go underneath the water, and the light beams are kind of meeting together at the bottom of the lake underwater. I could see them. I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense. If we're in a very open system, and why would the sunlight go, instead of straight, why would it get bent by the water being a flat surface? How would that bend it? Unless that we're in a curved system. That's the only thing that kind of made sense. So it used to be that the sunlight was straight, and now it's bent. So what does that mean? That means that we're able to notice these changes, and that would be more indicative of a fifth dimensional consciousness, to be more aware of these kind of changes and Mandela effects. Isn't that what fifth dimensional consciousness is? Being aware of higher dimensional things. Then you're like, wow, I put these kind of things together. These dots kind of fit together. All these other informational systems are related. So what I am saying is that on 923, more people became aware of these rays, and that's what it was. So it's more people becoming aware of these kind of fifth dimensional information, and I call it the fifth dimension, but fifth dimensional awareness. And not a lot of people understood it, not a lot, but people saw it. So you could see it. It's like in that flat world, if you look at that with Carl Sagan, you know, a lot of people see the round, ball move into their flat world, but they see a line, right? So we're seeing the line. What I'm saying is that you have to, expand your consciousness. That's what it's about. But the really interesting part is now they've blacklisted talking about the sunlight, and on YouTube and other places, I guess you're not supposed to talk about the sunlight. Isn't that interesting? They said it's part of the, I guess, medical field. So they don't want people to give out misinformation about sunlight. So I guess this channel is going to get deleted, like some of my other channels get the videos get deleted. This not the channel, but this video, maybe my channel. But so I'm not supposed to talk about the sunlight. That's a biggie. That's crazy. So that sunlight is verboten. You can't talk about the sunlight. Well, you know what the Buddha says? There's 3 things you can't hide from people: the sun, the moon, and the truth. So that's what I talk about on my channel. I talk about the truth, and you can't hide the sunlight. No matter what you spray up in the sky, you're not going to be able to hide it. Eventually, people are seeing the sunlight. They're going to come to a higher awareness of what's going on in the system and everything else. So that is really interesting. I thought I'd talk about that. You may be hearing about Woodrow Wilson in the news. I noticed some things. I'm not going to point out everything because I don't want people to freak out about everything, but I see some historical changes. I notice them, I take note of them. Maybe I'll say a small something about it on a video, and maybe later on I'll come back to it. So just wanted to mention it now, and for a later footnote, we could expand upon that. And one last thing I thought I'd touch on, somebody said they thought my video was brilliant about when I talked about the sun. They wanted to know if I'm making any appearances and giving some speeches, because they'd love to come hear me, or at least watch a longer video where I wouldn't be so censored. I don't think that's going to happen. I tried really hard. I pressed for a number of years. I tried to go different forums, different places. I said, listen, I write, I do this, I do that. Would you be open to me just speaking? And I got turned down everywhere. It's like, I'll even say, hey, I could do a sound bath. I mean, I'll do anything. I'll go out there. And I kept going. I go, no. And then someone else is there doing a sound bath. Or I'll teach meditation, and it's no. It's like that. The rock the builders rejected became the cornerstone. It just rings out to me that I just got rejected so much. I mean, I basically kind of gave up in a way. But I thought I'd make a couple of videos, and it's interesting that I have 700 people following, and sometimes you only see 3 or 4 views. So obviously this is censored. Doesn't make sense to me. If you have 700 people saying they want to see it, if 750 or whatever people follow this channel, why don't 750 people see it? But yet 3 people will see a video. It's because you're not too on that, vibrational wavelength. You just can't take it in. Maybe you're seeing this later. The interesting part is I've watched my videos later on, and all of a sudden, it's like these timelines touch or something, and then I'll get 20 comments in like a few days on one video, and then nothing. And it's just amazing that happens all the time. I'm like, I don't know if that's the algorithm or if it's just people's timelines changing. Not really sure. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Hopefully you thought this one was brilliant. Like, subscribe, share. Hope you're having a great day. Do something good out there in the world, okay? Have a great day. Bye-bye.